Thanks a lot for joining us today. Uh, the chat is open, the chat window. I'd like you to join in if you can. We have two plans today. I want to talk a little bit about what's been going on and what's coming up, and I have some information on new topics that we're going to be doing videos on. I appreciate everybody coming by, of course, and we're doing a topic right now that I pretty really like. It's a topic that comes up a lot. A lot of we have science and we have old school care. So those two things become very competitive. And hey, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. And what we have is we have old school, and let me show you what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about old school care versus modern lawn science. Which comes out? What do you think? So what I've had come up in the past is there's always highly educated scientists that come out and they always say they change the rules kind of in the last 5 years, right? And some of the rules, like what we started early on was when old school lawn care was started. What we would do is we'd come right out of the gate and we would do like a lot of little to no soil testing. Does everybody remember that when no soil testing was like a thing? That was one of those things where people just didn't do it. It was like they treated soil like dirt and they didn't really do it at all. So as time went on, they went into modern lawn science and they started adjusting things and going with soil testing, and they would do that early in the season. So what do you do soil testing? Is put it in the chats if you do soil testing. It's a pretty interesting topic. And so welcome, and I appreciate you guys dropping in, saying hello. This is going to be a tough one because I'm used to having a partner, so we got to keep this rolling, right? So the old school used to be what you did is you fed it really heavy in the spring, right? And what you would do is just nuke the grass pretty much and feed it as much as you could and get it going. What they did back then is really they fed it super heavy. Yeah. Hey, hello. Yeah, this is like my first time flying alone here, so you guys gotta give me a break. I'm not used to this. This is actually my first solo podcast, so it's gonna be a mess a little bit, but we could just keep it going. And let's see. So do you do soil testing? Hey, we got it. We got it going on. All right. Thanks for coming in. And so what they used to do with the old school testing was they used to do high nitrogen synthetic fertilizers, which really honestly, I really don't think it's the greatest thing to do, but they used to hit it very heavy, really heavy. And I burnt my lawn many times doing this, and it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to handle when you burn it and you have to cut it out and let it grow out. It takes some time. So old school, they used to think that the green means success, and what they did is they pretty much worked on the top, not the bottom, not the roots and the part that the green on the top only and not the base. So that was what became a problem. Now we mulch into our lawn, which winds up being much more healthy, obviously, and it's we go more with a slow release nitrogen. So you haven't done so you say you haven't done an official soil test yet. Just brought a probe to know what your pH is to start. Well, that's interesting. pH is like the source of life, right? pH works for fish tanks, pH works for lawn, pH works for soil, pH works for your body, actually. So you do a test for your pH only? Have you been trying to push it into normal range, or do you know that it's out? Because I know mine was very high. I had to get it back down, which was really tough to move pH all at once. So what I think we've wound up going into these days is moving into more like focusing on root growth. So root growth is really, really hard. Root growth is very important to focus on because of the fact that you need to prevent during the hot summers. You have to be able to get it as deep as possible, right? So you neglected, I'm going to stop. I neglected my lawn for years, so I just assume my microbes are trash. That's true. Yeah, that'll happen. It depends. You have to bring it back up. Do you ever see that they do it with chicken feed? I did that. I did a video on that, which was pretty cool. It kind of feeds it. The chicken feed decays in the lawn and actually works as a feed as long as you don't use antibiotics, which is a problem. But so what they used to do is like water like crazy. Then they changed that also. Now they say you have to water very long and very deep, which that's good and bad. Like you have to. My pH is super low. I did most considered a no-no. Yeah. So I use lime. That's interesting. Wow. Around my yard. Yeah. That'll happen. Yeah, so it takes years to get it back. It takes years to get it right. I think if you mulch the lawn all the time, do you find it gets into better range? It tends to get your microbes going, and it helps out a lot. So I have some interesting stuff that I want to talk about, but watering every day and so it's green. The old school used to water every day so it stayed green, short, frequent cycles. So now they're saying that's not what you should normally do, right? And that, yeah, so you says, I'm going back and forth, I'm sorry. So I like the chat. The chat's really important. So I'm about, yeah, so it took how long to get it to that? Did it take 1 year or 2 years? Were you able to really push it hard? Yeah, so we'll go back and forth. So when they water in these short cycles, you get very shallow root systems. So that was kind of why I switched over to a different type of grass type. I used to have bluegrass, and if you notice, bluegrass is got a very, very shallow root base, which a lot of people don't know that. They think because it spreads so well that it has a very deep root, and it's not true. The tall fescue has roots. Now that can get down way past a foot if treated properly. If you do the proper type of watering cycles, you could drive your roots very deep, and that's what keeps it going in the summer. So between doing microbes, driving it deeper, that's the new modern science. Spoon feeding approach is one of the things they do now. I've been doing it. I think it's pretty interesting. So when you feed, do you spoon feed or do you spread? Masonry line is powdered and cause huge shifts, and it will burn your grass. So last year I burnt my grass really bad. My grass was like almost unsavable. I was a freak with all the nitrogen, and I had snow mold like crazy. This year, the snow just melted today, actually. We went outside. Joanna and I are standing on the lawn, and I'm like, wow, there's no snow mold. There was like 2 little spots, and they must have been maybe 2 inches. So, yeah, so you hit it hard with masonry lime. That's interesting. Yeah. And it brought your pH pretty quick, actually. Moving pH that fast is probably pretty difficult, but it worked. That's good. So what they do now they're really doing these. They're starting to work with modern science, right? Is only micronutrients matter. I mean, not only, but that seems to be the big thing these days, right? They're trying to get the lawn to have not only dirt, but actually soil that's living, right? And they found that is what powers a lawn over and over again. And so I used 35 pounds on, wow, yeah. Again, not suggested for grass. Yeah, that's interesting. It's average of 4, yeah. So the watering, yeah, my watering was like way more than that. 400 a month, I would be happy. So they used to be able to, in Ohio, they don't allow you to split your meter. You ever see that? You could split your meter and do only for watering because we pay for sewage. So they use your meter as how much water you use, and then it gets charged back. So I get double charge for water. And they actually told me that they will not give me an extra meter just to do my lawn. And I said, well, it's not, the water's not going back and you're not treating it. And they said, no, they don't do that. So I'm getting double whammied, which is really terrible. And I just want to stop and thank everybody for putting up with me. This is like really nerve-wracking the first time I'm on a podcast alone. So I just want to be just honest with you, but I'm loosening it up now. Now we could talk about some things that I really wanted to talk about, and I appreciate everybody. So we're gonna stick to the topic of the lawn maintenance, old school and new school. But I wanted to get off topic for a little bit and talk about something that I think is really important, and I think you'll find this really interesting. So, you know how they do reviews online, and everybody, every winter we get all these emails, and we're told to like sponsor these different companies, right? So I have to tell you something that happened to me. I'm coming to a point in my life where they're starting to send all this stuff, right? So I seen a really cool birdhouse, and we're gonna do it. And so there's, you know, those birdhouses with the cameras. Is everybody interested in those things? Those things, I totally love them. So I'm gonna try to do a review on that. Try to find a good one. So I know nothing about lawn care. That's pretty funny. I don't think anyone really knows that much. We just follow what everyone else does, right? And then we learn from mistakes, and you know, I'm just kind of running out of mistakes. So no one's better than anybody. And so I'll go back to this. So I was perplexed because what happens is remember I told you in the last episode I was going to do a hand massager. Well, the hand massager almost squished Joanna's hand off. I mean, we put it on. I'm like, all right, let me test this thing before I do a review. And to tell you the truth, I have a problem in my hand, and I thought this would connect pretty cool with the lawnmower and coming in the house and being like, you know, my hands are always sore from doing the lawn mowing. I thought, what a perfect thing to do. But what happens when it's not good? So you don't want to trash everybody, right? I called them back. They just ghosted me. They won't take it back. I wanted to ship it back. I didn't even want to tell everybody that it wasn't that good. And then I realized, you know, you have to be really careful when you watch these reviews, because some of the people that are sending me reviews are asking me personally to send them the video first and then them see it. And you know what? I wouldn't do that. I told them, no, that wouldn't be right. What do you think that's right? I mean, do you think that they just want to make sure that their product is not harmed? So what I'm getting at is when you're online and you're watching all these different products and people are reviewing them, just think that every product you have to watch and look at the quality and make your decision on your own, not by who's telling you if it's good or bad. So it's true. It's not a review. It's a sponsored video, which is kind of weird. It's like there's a border there, right? And so I've been reaching out to everybody, and I told them, and believe it or not, they agreed. They agreed that their technique of the way they're trying to make you sign a contract to let them see it was not right. So the companies I'm dealing with are good companies, and I'm really happy. But I was more happy that they understood that the lawn community doesn't just want advertisement. You could do that on a Google search. They want to see products, and I told them if it's really bad, I need to be able to say it's bad. And they agreed. I just wanted to bring that out. So you know that if I find something that I don't like, I'm going to tell you. And I think that's the most honest way, is a honest review. So what I'll do is I'll break it in front of you if it could break, right? And so we did we have some stuff coming. But that one company was pretty cool if you think about it. They really seen the light with what I explained to them, and they agreed, which was weird. So I just wanted to bring that up, that if you're going to be buying things this year for the new season, just make sure when you watch a video from somebody that they might be being honest. Just, you might not like it even though they like it, or they're under a contract of some sort and they're doing a sponsorship. So just be careful. I just wanted to bring that out. So we have, do you think I should have sent back? I tried. Yeah, I know. I see ads for Sunday Lawn Care. It's like Sunday Lawn Care is a joke. They don't want you to do, we already talked about that, but they don't want you to do soil tests unless you pay them, and then it's okay for the environment, which I thought was really strange. I had to call them and talk to them about it. They didn't want to have nothing to do with it. I am going to be sponsored, though, by an organic chemical company. Chemical's not a good word, right? An organic company. And they reached out to me, and I was like, wow, this is perfect, man. Give me the whole yearly layout, and I'll show everyone how it works, because that's the way to get it done. And so do you think that I'm going to go back to old school a little bit. I know I'm jumping all around, and I'm not very organized, but, yeah, don't send it back, you think? No, I asked them. I actually asked them for a box back, and they told me nothing. They just ghosted me. So do you want to see the hand massager? It almost crushes your hand. It's a good brand. It's a good brand too. It's like, I think it was like $100+ dollars. I feel kind of bad. We had no use for it. I was like, wow, I really wish it would actually fix my hand, but it didn't work very well. So the tools, I got some comments with the tools too. And, I'm going to also address, I know I want to buy all American. It's true. It's hard to find. Do you agree that all American tools are hard to find? Yeah, that's true. You don't want to crush your hand. So one of my comments was to me this week was, they would rather buy American made. So that's true. I want to find American made products. So if anybody knows of a good American made leveler, get back to me. I use Lanzi. I use Lanzi as a really good company. So yeah, if I ask my wife something, he looks good to me. And then doesn't respond, that's a no. That's true. Yeah. Well, I could send it to you. You want it? If they don't, I can mail it to you. You want to try this thing? It'll crush your hand. I have pretty strong hands. I use them all day long at work, and I felt like I was going to get crushed. I put Joanna's eyes lit up when when we were using it. I thought she was gonna die, so we had to stop it, and I was scared it wouldn't turn off. Yeah, no, it's not American made, to be honest with you, and that's probably they make it like it's American made. It looks like it is. It's got some American doctors on the front, so yeah, okay, that's cool. I get it. Yeah. So we have yeah. You know what's going to be cool though? You think those birdhouses are pretty cool, right? With the cameras on them. Yeah, I'm going to do a review on one of them. I really like I like I like that company. You know why I like that company? Because that company was willing to re-engage with me and talk to me about everything and say, "Yeah, you know, this is good. This is going to be a good product and you're going to be perfect for this." And you know, we feed the birds, so this is going to work. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to do that. And where was it made? Which one? The birdhouse or the hand massager, hand crusher? It's like, yeah, it was. I would I would guess that both of them are made in China at this point. Wouldn't you think? Isn't mostly everything made in China other than like big American Motors? Yeah, it's the same thing. The hand crusher, definitely. It's got to be in China. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna find the tag. I'll post it, but I'm sure it is. It hurts, man, and it's funny because it's got like a glove for all your fingers, and you put your hand in there, and you think it's gonna like vibrate or do something like a ripple of some sort. No, it just fills a bag up and it crushes the blood out of your hand. It's probably fixed my finger because I have a vein that's like damaged in my hand. So a good rule of thumb is never climb a ladder with your wedding band on because you might tear your finger off. Because that's what happened to me. You ever have one of those accidents where you hurt yourself real bad like that? Yeah, well, I did, and that's why now I have a ceramic wedding ring so I could just crack it. So what do you guys think about the new? So this thing with science, with the scientists. So they had such a big swing in the last 3 or 4 years from all the different techniques of watering techniques. Do you think they're just trying to, I don't know, sell products? Do you think that when they say, oh, you have to have this type of, like, I love wedding agents. I think they're great. And I like using them. I make a homemade one that burns my lawn. Apparently it kills everything if you read my comments. But it works for me. Do you think that the science kind of pushes back and forth to different directions and all it is like water and fertilizer at the end of the day and just taking it easy? I think it is. So is everybody getting ready to get their lawns all done? I mean, is anyone out there that's really putting down anything other than you lucky people? I have snow every other week. Yeah, you broke your ring. I know. You could lose your finger really easy. So you know those serrated ladders? I used to work in a bakery, and I'm like an electrician programmer. So the computer was on the top of the oven, which is I worked at a very big bakery, and I was climbing up the ladder, and I fell, and all my weight pulled my finger off. And they did a great job. They actually put it back on. I don't know if you could see it, my camera. It's like stitches all the way around on my wedding ring. It's terrible. And it hurts. Yeah, science will always advance in several directions. I deal with it constantly at work. Yeah, I know, right? So everyone, the funny thing is there's always people that come out and think they're right, right? There's two type of people. Some people come out and think they're always right about everything, and there's some people that are like me and just fail at it and then say, no, don't do that no more. Do you agree? I think I think almost all my lessons learned were by failures. I'm like a failure running out of failing. I think that's where lawns are good because the worst you do is nuke your lawn, right? And then you could just reseed it all. That's why I like this hobby because it's real simple to get it back the next year. You just wait. If you mess up, I have power all over my lawn right now. I'm proud of it. You know why I'm proud of it? Because I want to figure out how to kill it. So my backyard, I don't know, it mows beautiful. It's green most of the year, and then it turns spotty. It turns partially green, and then I say, the Poe is back, right? So does anybody have anything really good to kill Poe other than nuking the whole lawn? I don't know. I almost believe it can't be done. Yeah. So, yeah, you guys know the scientists that come on and make fun of everybody. Yeah. So the birdhouses with the cameras, yeah, it's for bird watchers. It's cool, man. So they use AI, right? AI everything. AI to me, AI is just a search engine. Everybody acts like it's magic. It's just a search engine that does it just a little bit more, right? And now apparently makes pictures of everybody. You know, I did it, so I'm not making fun of anyone, of course. I've done it. Everyone's done it, right? That's the new craze. Make a picture of yourself and see what AI knows about you. We're all like laughing, but meanwhile, how does AI know all those things? Yeah, it's going to be a problem down the road. But yeah, those birdhouses though are cool, and they use AI and they tell you what birds out there. Like you really need to know what type of bird it was. So I guess it takes a picture and puts it on. I'm going to see. It's going to be interesting. They weren't all that expensive, I didn't think, for something that's fun. Joanna and I feed the birds all the time, actually. We feed them too much. We get so we have coyotes that come in the back, and we have to be very careful how we feed so we don't wind up with coyotes coming after our dogs. So they're open season all the time over here, but I don't think shooting a gun in the backyard's a good idea. And I probably wouldn't kill an animal anyway, to be quite honest with you. Molly would try to go up against it. I could see it now. It'd be a big mess. Yeah, so we feed the birds, and it's like the coyotes come. So my neighbor makes a garden, and the coyotes eat everything in the garden. They look like German shepherds. They run across the lawn. They get in the garden. I didn't even think they ate garden vegetables. They probably don't eat garden vegetables. He's probably got rodents or something in the garden they're going after. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. So we're gonna do that. I have an electric lawnmower coming too, only because I want to see what the electric craze is all about. We're gonna do one on electric lawnmowers. Everybody, do you like electric lawnmowers? Does anybody really like them, or they just put up with them so they don't have to have gas? I'm not really sure. So I have that coming. We have what else? Man, I can't even remember. We got a bunch of stuff coming. Everyone mails you. I mean, I can get anything. You want any? You guys want anything? It's like crazy. They want to send me a painter. What does paint lawn care have to do with spraying a wall? I don't get it. Yeah. They use them. Yeah. So they're scavengers, yeah. They have to eat, right? You almost feel bad for them. Everyone hates them. Second they see them, everyone wants to go after them. We have fox walking right down the sidewalk at my house, by the way. It's pretty interesting. Hey, I want to really thank everybody for showing up. This is great. You guys are really good. I really appreciate it. It's hard to do this, But we're going to make sure we're here every week. And then if my partner would come back, he's very busy. And he's been really he is busy. He does a lot of stuff at work. So, but we're gonna try to make it so we're here every week, regardless. You'll have to deal with me alone. We could just talk though. So, you like the mower? I bought a 60-volt Greenworks. Yeah, they work good, right? Greenworks is a really good company, by the way. I like them. I like them a lot. That's maybe a couple years from now, Greenworks will reach out for me. I'd like to check it out. I usually get the Chinese ones. I'm not really at that level yet. I get like a Chinese lawnmower where the wheels are falling off. But the last gas one I did, honest to God, it was pretty good, man. Yeah, right. The gas can. And you could bring it in the basement. I always thought lawnmowers are cool if you could clean them and bring them in the basement. Not that you want the smelly grass. You'd have to really clean it well, but I know for a fact the snowblower would be a great idea if you could carry it, as long as it's not too heavy. You don't have to have it in the way. So we have snow like half the year, right? And then the summers are nice. So my garage is filled up with all kind of snow equipment. Yeah. What is a Checkmate stripper? What is it for? I bought a Checkmate stripper for it. I don't know what that is. What is that, like a pretty cool? Yeah. So electrics, I guess, great. I have all my weed whackers are all electric. My blowers are all electric, and I have like 4 or 5 batteries. All I do is switch them out as I'm going, so they work pretty well. And I did that review on that little that snow blower. That was cool. That thing's powerful, man. So all you got to do is keep a lot of batteries. That's the problem. The batteries are expensive. So like the Honda, did you see the Honda? The Honda mower. Oh, Stripe King, I get it. Yep. Yeah, that was funny. But the Honda mower, did you see the Honda mower they just came out with? It's all the rage, and then the battery's like $600. Who's going to buy a battery for $600? Crazy. I love Honda too. I think they're great. Yeah, Honda's going to be. You want to bet they come back with gas? I bet you somebody. They're going to come back with gas unless they come up with something real special, because who's going to afford an $1,100 Honda lawnmower? Nobody. The whole idea was you can go out for a couple $100, get one, and make it last 40 years. It was like, I mean, yeah, is why, yeah, the Ego. But the Ego batteries they use on a lot of reel cutters, like the real high-end reel cutters, use Ego batteries, right? So I noticed that. That's pretty cool. But I'm the same way. You know what happens? You go down a path. The crappy thing is, the one thing you got to do is when you go to buy any electric tool, the first tool matters the most. And the reason for that is the batteries are so expensive that you're going down that line. You're going to have to buy everything. you're going to have a snowblower for that. You're going to have a weed whacker for that. You're going to have a trimmer for that. So you better take real care on buying the first tool, because I don't know about you, but my wife's ready to kill me when I bring back and I trash my 5 other tools to try to get another whole line, which I'm thinking of doing as it is. Yeah, well, that's what happens when they get a good product. They're overpriced, right? Yeah, but you get what you pay for. That's the problem with everything. I'm the king, and Devin knows this. He laughs. I'm the king of buying everything twice. Every single thing I ever owned, I bought I know what I like. So now I go out and buy the most expensive thing I could find, and then I work my way down. I know I'm going to buy it again anyway. So if I buy the most expensive one, at least I got a good shot of getting it right the first time. So what kind of lawnmowers? You guys all ready? You guys ready for cutting? Are you guys cutting out there, or what's going on? I mean, I'm totally in snow. It went 60 degrees the other day, and now it's going to snow this weekend. we got to get the pre-emergence down, right? That's another thing. I'm trying to get somebody to give me, yeah, did a ton of research into the ecosystem. Yep. Greenworks, man. Greenworks is good. I like Greenworks. I like Greenworks a lot, actually. They got really nice looking stuff too, right? Because it matters. Because if you're not out there with some good looking stuff, what's the sense? Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Hey, how do you guys like this format better? I think this guy, we're going to come up with a topic and we're going to just come out here and we're going to talk. And we're going to keep it rolling and just keep talking and talk about what we've been doing and kind of throw it back and forth. You like that? I like this a lot better. Tell you the truth, the beginning of this was pretty scary. Right now I'm where I like to be. The Ryobi. I have all Ryobi. The only thing is, did you see the sprayers? They're junk. Sprayers give me a hard time. I have a video on that. I actually have a sprayer sitting on the side if anybody wants it. I can't stand fixing it. But part of it's my fault. So. You mowed, really? Wow. So you've been mowing your lawn through, you're in a warm season area? Or? Oh, really? The Greenworks spray is terrible? Yeah, I think you need to go to more commercial brands for that. You know why? The hoses blow off. I took a bath the other last year. I mean, it splattered all because they're high pressure. So when the hose blows, it gets really ugly. Yep, absolutely. Well, the Greenworks probably leaks just like the Ryobi. I don't think they have it figured out. You have to go to a better. Sprayers, man, are not worth buying cheap because we all know, and I'm the worst, that we don't even take care of them all that good. You guys might, but I don't. I spray, and it's the middle of the night. I put it away. And 3 days later, I remember that I had something in it. And then I go and I try to clean it out. It's a nightmare. That's why I like the removable tank ones. At least I'd be more up to doing that. Yeah. So I think we're gonna have to. What do I do now? I'm gonna have pre-emergent. I should be putting down pre-emergent in the snow. I mean, what's going on here? The weather's. I think I'm going to split my pre-emergent, and I'm trying to do organics, which is going to be real hard. I don't know. What do you think? You think I should do the organic pre-emergent or just sneak in one real pre-emergent before we start doing organics? Because what one really works? Last year, the corn gluten didn't work very well. Does anybody know of a good one that might work? And if not, I'm just going to go over to the dark side and grab one bag and split it up. I might have to do it on the front lawn only. My dog has seizures, so we don't put anything on the back lawn. That's funny. You bought a sprayer for yourself for Christmas, and you figured it'll last at least until the next holiday. That's pretty cool. Flowzone's awesome, man. Flowzone, it's funny. Flowzone don't look like it's gonna last, and it's beefy. Flowzone's like the bee's knees, man. I like it. I'm gonna rebuild one this year only because they were very nice to me and gave me one, and I want to do a video on how to rebuild them. Just so, the whole lawn mechanic thing. Yeah. I think you're going to have to get a Flowzone. Just tell your wife you want a Flowzone. She'll do it. Wives are good that way. They let you buy lots of stuff. Or just do it like I did with Harley once. Just buy it and come home with it. That works. And then she probably won't throw you out. But then again, she might. But not for a Flowzone, right? You could tell her how green the grass is going to get. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They aren't they the ones that are really, really high pressure. So that because I'm going to tell you something. Those ego sprayers, to me, looks like putting a box truck on your back. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Do you feel it? That's something you want to carry on your back every other day? I don't know. I think it's too heavy. I think it's a little bit of a problem. Yeah. Yeah. The flow zone's good though, man. You'll be homeless. No, come on. You're gonna make the lawn look perfect. Yeah, for doing I like tell you the truth, I had the flow zones. I have two of them. I didn't even do a test on on the second one. I have the one that does that stays at a constant pressure. So I have to bring that one out this year. I'll do a review on it. I hope they don't. They're probably mad at me. They're unbelievable company, by the way. They're unbelievable. Right. They're on the right. The design is excellent because of the controls, right? You don't have to get a hernia trying to get to the knob that you always have it set wrong. Absolutely. Like I'm too fat to even reach around. So they put it in a terrible spot. They put it in a terrible spot and you have to reach your arm around. You almost break it. And then you get a cramp on your front lawn, you're rolling around. Yeah. And they yeah, so so you like granule too? I use granule for certain things because certain things don't come in liquid. And my spreader stinks. My spread is horrible. It makes actually even now, right now, if I go in the winter, you'll see the big line I missed with my spreader. I don't know how everybody says that spreaders are easier than spraying. I can't spray. I mean, I can't spread. It seems like I miss every time I go up and down the lawn. I miss one spot. And that whole thing with more is better. That's what we're talking about. It's really important to know that more is not better. Yeah, you go back and forth. I do that too. I only because so this year I think I'm going to actually do a video on it, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up all my sprays early in the year. I'm pretty first I'm going to have to investigate, right? I'll probably do it wrong. But I want to buy those bottles in Walmart and I'm going to make my sprays and I'm going to call them by what week. And I'm going to just dump them and spray them, dump them and spray them, and micro spray them. That's true. You want right. You want to you want to get as many options as possible to put all the goodies down, right? Yeah, that makes sense. My wife would kill me. She already going to kill me. We already did the taxes and all this equipment just to talk to you guys. I, I didn't even want to. I didn't claim it all. I was like, no, I'm not even going to mention that one. But yeah, I know. I tend to buy a little bit too much of anything. I get into all different hobbies. I got into this podcasting because, to be honest with you, I was a professional photographer at one time, and I just miss it. I missed it a lot, and I wasn't about to try to shoot sports again. And this is kind of my out. And I love grass, and I love barbecuing. That's why That's why we're gonna go after Devin and his barbecuing. What do you think? I think I could beat him. I know he's a fancy schmancy chef, but we're gonna give him a run for his money. I'm old. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Now I'm not able to say that word because I'll mush it up. But the Malagonite is great. I love it. You know what though? It's a waste product, and you're putting it on the lawn. It's kind of like eating liver. It's like it's a waste product, and it goes in your body. It's the same thing. It works though, right? So I'm not, I use it a lot, by the way, so I'm not throwing shade on it, but besides the flow zone, I don't know. Not for the money. I think the flow zone is the bomb. But of course, you could borrow mine because you know me, and I have an extra one that you could borrow for the weekend. We're gonna be getting your stuff real good. Wow. Yeah, I think I want to put them up. I don't want to do too many reviews because I mean reviews are fun because it tells people, what to buy, and I rather be honest. By the way, you want to hear something funny? I was like, when they told me about that whole thing, what they wanted to check the video on a review, I walked into my wife and I says, I'm just going to buy it and review it because it's easy. At least I could tell the truth. Then I could trash it if I want to, right? Yeah, chicken manure is good on the lawn, right? I use chicken feed too. Chicken feed's really good because it breaks down, feeds the microbes. Of course, I'll get burnt on the internet for that. I've done a video on it. It works, man. I'm telling you, these things work. If you feed your lawn with dead grass because you're clipping it and it goes into the grass, what's the difference between the feed, going into the grass and feeding the microbes? Right? Then the microbes poop and then it turns green. It works. I'm ready for the before and after pictures. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of that. YouTube, the problem is with YouTube and the different communities, they kind of frown. It's hard. It's hard to do that. And you're right, though. I almost rather give it away. It's a lot less trouble, you know? Yeah. Because, so we talk about this a lot, and I love doing this. I yeah, bring a lot of birds onto the lawn. So I love doing this. So I just take that as a course of my hobby, and I don't mind buying it just to try it. In fact, the people that I'm doing the whole year, I'm putting it out to them that I'll even pay for it because I just want them to help me, guide me, and tell me what they think their best products are. Does that make sense? That's true. I have that spinning thing where you could spin a wheel, and we've discussed it, but we could do that too. And I could actually call them and tell them that I'm going to do a review for them and then give it away. That would be interesting. And I'll even say it in the review and tell them when we're going to put it on. If we do a lot more of these meetups like this, and I think this is a better format, don't you? And then we could all just talk about what we're doing. And over time, we'll get more and more people involved, and we could just talk pretty much, which is interesting. That's what this whole community is about, right? Is just like-minded. So you see, I don't know if you could see it down here. See that? If you scan that, you could email me if you can't find my email, send me pictures and we'll use pictures next week. I think, I have no problem with getting companies on board. I could show you emails. You wouldn't believe it. I have lots and lots of emails of them wanting us to review things. I mean, I could just be a general reviewer, but I want to stay with the lawn. You got to see what they send me. It's crazy. But I guess they want like the small guys to put it out and have, I guess a lot of people know. You know what I do like though? I do like, and you're going to see it, the Geo drops, man. I think they're great. And they're expensive, but they're great. I'm going to get him on. I'm going to get him on live on this. And the guy that made it, he used to work. I mean, don't be mad at me if I'm wrong, but I think he worked for Google, and he writes code, and he decided that the lawn companies, that the lawn enthusiasts, not companies, would like to have some kind of knowledge of how much moisture's in the lawn. And he developed this thing. It looks good to me. I ran it over with the lawnmower. I did a lot of extensive tests. They actually take my calls, which is good. you know, so we meet up a little bit to talk about what people are looking for in those things. Do you think that'll save money? I mean, in the long run, on the water bill? I think at a couple $100 each, though, it's going to be a little bit. I told him he should make it more like a probe, you know, not a. You should have one that's a main one, and then all the other ones talk to it. That would work really good. Yeah, we could do live reviews. I talked to I want to do that. I could do that. Big deal. So I make mistakes. I don't care. At this point, it doesn't matter to me. Right. So that's true. So the camera one, we feed them with we feed the squirrels too. My wife's like an animal freak. She brings home half my food that we buy outside. When we come home for like breakfast, she takes it all for the birds and the animals. We throw it in the backyard. But an interesting thing about what the bird feed is with the cameras, they have a sound deterrent because they could tell when a squirrel's there, which I think is pretty interesting. Yeah. So do you think do you think that they wouldn't pay attention to a live review? They couldn't care less, maybe? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Of course. Consistency. No, I don't think it affects the birds because of birds are weird. They'll come back. The squirrels, the sound for the squirrels. Well, we'll have to test it. I mean, I'm gonna get these things. I really want to do this. This is fun. If I promise if I get some extra ones, I'll put them up here for like a drawing of some sort. Because like when I did the lawn sprinkler controllers, I wound up having a couple controllers that I didn't need. I'm going to do that too. I have brand new ones in the box. I'm going to try to give away if anyone needs one. Yeah, that's right, and that's why also some of the filters 220, right? And you save money on the 220, less amperage. I bet you have a hard time explaining that, right? 110 to 220, why they save so much energy. That's true. And you're talking about information central to people's view, basically. Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so you think, are you talking about, what are we talking about? The bird feeder? The bird feeders are cool. I think I'm going to also get a hummingbird feeder, you know? That would be kind of cool too. We got hummingbirds like crazy around here. You guys have hummingbirds by you? Yeah, you guys are great. Well, I want to thank everybody. We're going to kind of have to wrap this up soon. It's dropping me off Instagram and a couple of so just so you know, we multi-stream here, so I'm getting dropped off on a couple of them. I'll stay for another couple minutes. It's fun, man. This is great. I love this. Oh, the moisture meter. Yeah, it's a great idea. What they're doing right now is they're integrating it into your sprinklers. So what it will do is it stabs into the ground. Next week I'm going to show you. I'll show you live on here when Devin and I are on. You push it into the ground and it has like a probe like 4 inches away. It's about this deep. I don't know, 6 inches, 5 inches, and it goes in and it reads 2 forks back and forth. And now it's really techie. It's funny because I thought, oh, all right, all it is a moisture meter. How stupid. But they know the algorithm and they're actually tuning them constantly. And it also tunes to all the other ones in the area. So it not only works like a moisture meter in your lawn, but it watches the weather like all the other ones, you know, all the other units, and it knows when the heat's coming or the rain's coming. So it kind of tries to predict it also. They're working on it. They said that they'll have it integrated, which I don't 100% believe. They'll have it integrated into like your sprinklers, for instance, which I've done that before. You ever do that? You ever try to integrate your sprinklers into like live weather? You can't do it. You can never do it here. You can't do it here because in Ohio it rains. We had a tornado rip the roof off of down a block, and it was sunny here. We're on the deck, so the weather's so crazy. It's just not. It doesn't make sense. So I have a weather station. I have those moisture meters. Forget it. You need the moisture meters because the weather station doesn't mean anything. So how do you know? Right. You know, the thing is you're putting water on your lawn. You want to know how much makes it to the roots, right? I had this whole big plan to do this whole big demonstration about root depth because it's really important. And this whole tall fescue I went into in my backyard, I never realized tall fescue's roots could go to almost like a foot deep. Yeah, the Ohio weather is insane. It's crazy. It's like you get 4 weather patterns in one day. There was a time, I have one video, and it's true, though it wasn't like a skit, that I was mowing right after it snowed. It snowed, and my lawn was long. Yeah. So that the Wi-Fi controller for your sprinkles, that does work, but the problem with that is it doesn't know about evaporation or wind. I love the fact that it'll stop watering, and it tries to do an inch of water a week, but the problem with that is it doesn't take in sun or wind. Wind alone could take off the moisture off the lawn really quickly. So that whole idea of 1 inch a week is really a guess, from what I think. That's just my point. That's why I think these things are going to be great. They're expensive, though. That's the problem. I think they have to. That's going to be my next discussion with them, if they even listen to me anymore. But the discussion is, it's too expensive. Who's going to spend $200 a pod, each one? So they're saying that you need only 2, one in the front yard and one in the back. But if you have multiple zones, you might need more. So we're going to talk to them. I'm going to have them on. You guys could talk to them. They're great. They're really, really nice. Yeah. Coat in the morning. Yeah. Shorts in the evening. That's fine. As long as, as long as I can sit on the back deck. That's why I had to put a deck with a cover on it. It rains too much. It comes through and ruins your whole day. Now I just stand under it and wait for the sun to come back out. Yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna do a special on that. I just wanna show how good it works. My water bills are so expensive here that if that could fix that, just fix that. You know, we learn how the evaporation goes down deep would help a lot too. Yeah. So you guys is the pre-emergent down with anybody at this point, or is it just me? No, right? That's what I thought. I think Devin put down his. He said he's doing it. So yeah, he's lucky because he's in the sun, right? He's a cheater. He's not like me where I have to have it snow every day. I cut in between the snow, which is crazy. Last year when I did all that extra, I did a whole lot of extra. So the blitz, you know the blitz in the fall when you're doing the nitrogen blitz. Do you guys really believe that works? I don't think so. This year, I didn't do it, and my lawn is so much better. You're doing, yeah, an overseeding. Yeah. Yeah, the overseeding's cool. What are you going to put down? What kind of seed you putting down? You going to go with a fescue or a mix or a rye or? I like going with I'm so excited about the fescue in the back because I'm trying to get that lawn green and thick. It's so hard to get it green with the dogs. So you guys definitely into me doing live. You think live reviews will work, huh? I think so. I think that's a good idea too. I love that you guys are all active. I appreciate it. It's hard to get on here, man, and go live. You could sit here staring at a screen. Yeah. You think, KBG in a month or so, you're going to introduce it. The problem with that is you got very shallow roots with it. You know, the tall fescue's got deep roots. And then you bring in, KBG is great, man. It looks unbelievable. And the tall fescues, these days, they look pretty green. You might as well throw a rye in there, too, in the winter. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Twin City Seeds, awesome. I buy a lot from them. I love them. Did you call them? Because if you call them, they'll tell you what to get. They'll tell you what's the best seed. Don't go with the Fireball, though. I wrote my lawn with Fireball. It's taken me like a year and a half to get it out. Last year I had so much snow mold, I don't think I had a regular lawn. I wish I could bring it up. I don't even know how to use this thing good enough. But the total, the Eclipse Limited Edition. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work good. You have dogs. If you have dogs, it's terrible. It's a pain in the neck. I was looking at the microclover. Don't ever do that. I looked it all up. The microclover is a mess. Yeah. That's the problem. The German Shepherd. It'll get green, really green in some spots. Depends. Is it a male or female? It makes a big difference too. Yeah. So, all right, guys. I really appreciate you guys being on. We're going to be here every week. Devin's going to be on here with me next week, I'm sure. And if he's not, we'll be on together. I'll be jumping on. I'm sure he will. He was dying. He jumped on early. He's in a business trip. And it's been real fun. I appreciate everybody. Peace. We'll see you later. Thank you, guys. Yeah, the Bermuda is going to be tough. You're going to have to it's impossible to get rid of. Yep. Okay, guys, we're going to go. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you next week. Every week, even during the warm season when we're mowing, we'll find time to come in here. We'll talk about our green lawns. If you want to send me pictures, you could scan that. It'll send you to my email. Send me a photo. We'll put up your lawn. Or if you have any questions, everybody's gonna be here this year. I appreciate everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.